This is Talitha Kume, and you're tuned in to Intimate Conversations, presented by Food for the Soul. Hot 7025 FM, make radio great again.
In these uncertain times, everyone needs a hand up. Becoming a sponsor or making a donation to Food for the Soul Media Group is a great opportunity to help. Intimate Conversations with Talitha and Bobby airs every Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Hot 702.5, streaming radio, and live on our FB page. Intimate Conversations discusses all of those topics we don't like to talk about. Become a sponsor or donate today at foodforthesoulmediagroup.press. Let's talk about it. But today, you guys, we are discussing why a lot of black families do not work together.
Yeah.
And are we not taught to work together? And we have our special guest in the house, Mr. Goss. I'm going to let him introduce himself in just a minute. But you guys, because our month we're talking about what is love. We decided to talk about this topic, and because February is our Black History Month, we decided to highlight another famous black power couple that you may have never heard of or you may have heard of. So this power couple, Robert L. and Sheila Johnson of Black Entertainment Television, BET. Robert and Sheila Johnson co-founded Black Entertainment Television, BET, in 1979, the first cable network targeting an African-American market. BET officially launched in 1980, initially broadcasting for 2 hours a week. Nearly a decade later, in 1989, Sheila abandoned her music business to join BET full-time as head of community relations. And she also developed and produced the talk show Teen Summit, if you guys remember that. I love Teen Summit.
That back.
I used to love Teen Summit. And BET, and then BET continued to grow, reaching tens of millions of homes and expanding to include other traditional and digital channels. It was among the first channels. It was among the first black-controlled companies to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1991. And 2 years before their divorce, Viacom announced plans to purchase BET in 2000, finalizing the sale a year later for reportedly $3 billion. Bob remained as BET's chairman and CEO until 2006 before leaving to launch the RLJ companies, and today both Johnsons are billionaires. Did you guys hear me? Both Johnsons are billionaires, ranking among the wealthiest African Americans in America. Wow.
That's deep. And they got divorced.
Yeah, they got divorced.
Boy, showing how it works. So just keep that shit right where
you know
it's
what I'm
at.
saying? Just what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you guys, let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
Yep.
So today we got a special guest in the building, Mr. Goss, professional trainer and fellow podcaster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing
Tell the
today?
people, man. Doing well, man. Tell the people about yourself, man.
Man, I just, first of all, thank God. I give all honor to God. I'm
Yes.
glad we're here today, man.
Right on,
Today,
for real.
people in different states, like I mentioned, is not in the best situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They struggling a little bit. I stayed in Kansas, Missouri a little bit. I got some family out there. Just, they struggling right now.
Yeah, it's hard
Our
out there,
prayers,
man.
they bumped it up to severe right now. So Biden going to
In
try,
Kansas City?
all the
Okay.
areas. And even in Texas, they're going to make sure everybody get help. So everybody,
Right.
if you need help, you need help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So break it down
Yeah.
to me. I'm Mr. Goss, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm a pastor's son. I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
I got my college degrees, and I currently in school right now. So I feel like 2021 opened my mind to a lot of
You're
things,
right.
and what it actually did was let me get my message out, and the
Yeah.
best way you could do it is with a podcast.
Right.
Looking at
Right.
y'all, how y'all doing it, and other people. It's like y'all bringing up trailblazers for us,
Right.
for people who
Yeah.
just having an idea like you guys. You guys are veterans in the game. Y'all know what to do. You got experience. You got the love. Y'all got the Monday videos. All that stuff y'all do is real. It's lit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's good,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah, man.
But more about
Appreciate you, man.
what I want to bring to this today is this all me. I'm a father, proud father all day.
How many babies you got?
I got 3 kids,
Man, you blessed.
twins, boys, and then I got a third son, and we all in there. We be rocking it. What I mean? They in high
That's
school,
nice.
one in middle school. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Thank you for y'all for just welcoming me onto this show, man. I feel good about this.
Man, we
Man.
feel good having you, man.
And,
Appreciate
yeah,
you coming, man.
Right, for sure.
We're excited to have you. Well, I'm gonna play the background a little bit because Bobby B, like I said, he has a lot to say on this particular topic. So we're talking about black families not working together.
Right.
Were we not taught? to, or were we conditioned not to? Why can't we pull all of our talents and create empires, build businesses, and create generational wealth, or at least greatness for our family line, like other families have done?
Right.
So I want to start off by talking about some of the black family conglomerates that we know, that we have, that have made millions by commissioning the whole family to be a part of the dream, and then we'll get into the interview.
Yep.
So I looked up a couple of families that I just watch, you know what I'm saying, that really, really inspire me. And the first family was the Wayans family, you guys. So the Wayans family, their films have grossed over $1 billion at the box office, and their estimated combined net worth is over 300 million. They've also taught the world that families can work and build together individually and collectively. They've achieved great success, and now the second generation of Wayans are adding to the family legacy. So that's just one family. The Jacksons, and you guys all know about the Jacksons. They are the richest family in music entertainment, with combined incomes between the parents and all of the children, especially with, of course, with the late Michael Jackson, a part of that family. Yeah. Master P and his family, he alone is worth 200 million, and that's not including his brothers, his sons, anybody that's related to him. That's not included. That the Knowles family, wanted to talk about that with Beyonce included. The Knowles family, when her father started out that company, he included, it was himself, his daughters, his adopted daughter, his wife, and everything. And I don't even know. I mean, Beyonce is. I couldn't even. I didn't even look up her net worth, because it was just it was just silly. But and then the Norwood family, I want to talk about them, because a lot of people don't realize that the Norwood family, Brandy, Ray J, and their family, they started out collectively building together. It wasn't just, oh, my little girl can sing, I'm going to put her out there. It was, okay, my little girl can sing, my son can do some stuff, my wife can do some stuff. So the wife decided, and the wife and the mom was the momager of both of them. Brandy is worth by herself about $15 million, and she's still raking in money. And then Ray J is falling behind her with 14 million. So he's not just Brandy's brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody always say Brandy's brother, but that's Ray J, and he's making his own money. So we have this list of all of these families, and I'm sure there are so many more great stories of black families making it, but in general, on a grand scale, we don't see us coming together to make stuff happen for our families. Why? Bobby, why do you think?
There's several reasons, 3 reasons. One of them being too many people focus on the media. Second, too many people focus on other people. And 3, bad training. I believe those are just very simple reasons why we don't get it. Bad training being anywhere from the church to the house, teaching people how to coexist but not work together.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just be around these people, and remember, whenever it gets too deep, you're not a part of that clan, or even in families.
Okay.
More so, I'm saying, I'm stretching out, but it starts, that type of ideology and idea starts right in the house. If you don't teach your siblings to work together and realize that there's going to be one Michael in this family, and there's going to be a bunch of Tito's and this and that if it's a bunch of kids or whatever. Exactly. If you train your kids from the beginning, there won't be any kind of hostility and animosity. Like looking at Ray J. Ray J is like the best actor on B movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Brandy's a superstar.
Yes.
Right.
But together they're both, you know them both, regardless of any of that. Master P is really great at reinventing the wheel. Yeah. And he's good at doing that with his family. And he's always been that way. So he'll adopt other families and put them to work if they're willing to be with their families.
Okay.
And I've seen him do this with chip companies. I've seen him do it with shoe companies. So man, it's a lot to talk. It's a lot to talk about, man. I'm gonna pass it to you. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is like it's the blueprint. There is none. We go up, grow up. Is the next step as far as like you go to school, get good grades. Yeah. All right, you go to school. After school, if you're doing, go to college. All right, good grades. Good. Go to college, get a job. Good. I'm a successful parent.
Yeah.
When there's so many things like financial part of it. How to be a man or a woman. And then if you have allowed your kids to have ambition too, because my dad tells me as well, like your kids, they'll see you. I mean, they'll show their light. You have to know that they need. They'll show you, but you got to pay attention to the kids. you got to pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If it's sports, if they instrument, or if they want to do law, or just go their own route. Yeah. It's like if we don't hone in on what the kids are letting us know, then we don't know how to grab onto that. And if we don't have no structure, no blueprint, like, okay, this is how businesses run, this is where the finances going to come from, and all, we got too many questions to ask.
Right.
Like, who going to be the lead? Who going to come in with the finances? Who going to structure my everyday? Who going to be my secretary? And there's so many questions unanswered. That's one of the biggest things. We don't have that blueprint to say, when I have my kids and when they come out, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
It's like, oh, we're pregnant.
Right. Society's
legacy. There's no legacy creation.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man. Keep going. You go.
No, I was gonna say we've been doing some research, man. And what is it that makes y'all work together as a family?
Communication, right?
Yeah.
And then setting your kid on the path. Right. Not just say, go to school, get good grades. Yeah. You know, maybe change what are you going to major in. You know, like understanding from high school before you get to high school.
What if they don't want to major in anything?
If they don't want to major in anything, you have to give them something, right? Because as a parent, you're a parent. And right now, we're having these kids raising themselves.
Okay. Right.
It's like, oh, I don't feel like going to school. Or the teacher get on my nerve, Dad.
Technology,
or, my phone. They take my phone. I can't listen. I can't think. They can't focus. They don't have no plan B.
Right, absolutely.
So it's kind of, it hurts their forward progression because they don't get what they want right now. We can't whoop our kids no more for you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't discipline them. As a parent, you're taking all our keys away to give us to
make
give them a path.
Right.
You know? That's how I feel.
That's
like,
deep.
If you don't have that, how you gonna give it? You know, and I think if we all can know that it take a village to raise a family, everybody, the neighbor, like we.
I remember that.
We in neighborhoods, we don't know our neighbors.
Back in the day, neighbors and aunties and everybody else would say stuff to us. So we weren't doing, mom and dad didn't have to do as much.
We have a bunch of individuals.
You know, we got busted up and spanked and all that, but they did other stuff for us to keep them from having to, go identify our bodies at the morgue, all that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the neighbors being active in our lives, we would have wandered off and did whatever we wanted to do and missed the whole mark. So it's training, man.
Training.
Yeah.
Well, with you, Mr. Goss, we did, like I was saying, I know that you had a chance to kind of see what we do, and I saw what you do, and I saw that you include that was your dad, right?
Oh,
yeah. So I saw you include your dad. Your brother was the one who actually referred you to us.
Right.
So what did your dad start that with you all on working together? Did he teach you how to do that, or did you just say, you know what? My brother does this. I want to do this. Let's all work together. How did y'all come about to actually make sure that you guys were keeping everything in the family? Because you seem like you're doing what we're talking about.
Right. To be honest, it's like letting the father, my father let us be who we were, right? Okay. He set up a blueprint as far as he going to work. Yeah. The lights always been on. Yeah. He has showed us, like, if you get your life together, this can be the result of it, right? Have a big family, take care of us. He told us he one day told us, like, mama pregnant, you know what I mean? It's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time. So he always showed us, when it's time to get to pay the bill, food on the table, he had all that set. Okay. So in my mind, it was like, okay, then if he's showing me, there's no way I should fall. If that's anything, that's the standard. To make sure your family is taken care of. Whatever you decide to do, you're going to do that, and and he just showed me that. My brother, the same. He's an entrepreneur. He got so many things. Listing the things he does, and listing what my sister does, and my dad's on live every day as a pastor. Now he took it over. He was we was pastoring in Kansas City. I mean, before that was in California pastoring. And now he's here online. Okay. And he's showing everybody every day, and he's talking to them, being back and forth, and that inspired me.
Okay.
To
be a family, Goss, Right. Goss. I'm gonna put the Goss name completely on the map.
Hey, and that's why you named your show that, I'm sure, because you're like, I'm leaving this legacy, starting from my father on down.
Right.
When he was in Kansas City, what was the church he was at? Because I lived out there for about 10, 15 years. What?
Yeah, the Paul Robeson Middle School.
I remember it.
Truth, we had a Direction for Life Christian Center.
Okay.
It's the name of the church. It's by Paradise Apartments. It was a good church. It was one of them where it was you could come in, everybody can talk to each other. It was a fellowship type thing. My dad always been like that. He played the music. He the song. My brother played the drums. I was in there doing tape ministry. After church over here, $3 and get your recording. Right. The mic sound check. My dad was up there doing the pastoring and he was doing the music industry. So it was. He showed us, but there's possibilities. You don't need to wait on nobody else.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'm telling my kids. Don't wait on nobody else. You can research
Right.
stuff yourself.
Did he come out here with you guys when you guys moved out here, or did he move to California, or is he still in California?
No, sorry, I just kind of said that kind of quick. We all was me and his kids was born in California, Long Beach, right? We're from Long Beach, but he's from Kansas City.
Okay.
So I was born in Long Beach, was raised in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
So before we left from California, he was in a church.
Okay.
We was in a church he called Director for Life, and then he House of the Faith. It was two names of different churches, but. We know the late Fred Price that just passed.
Yes.
That was his pastor. We went there, Crenshaw. All that little loop in there. You know, we know people, and it's like that kind of hit us. You know, because we used to go there, take with him every July, go back to that church. And now he went to California, Kansas City. Right, he opened his church up, did the same thing. We got a lot of family out in Kansas City, so the churches was like a lot of family members, right? So then after that, I ended up going to college at Denver.
Okay.
You know, so it's like I brought myself to Denver to get my education on, you know, because it was time, because my older brothers and sisters did the same thing with the college. Okay. So like I said, my dad set the blueprint. It was just me, hey, it's time for you to go. Yeah. And I you know.
And you went.
And I went. Yeah. I went. I did my thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well, what's crazy about the reason why I'm asking so many questions is because we just have a lot in common. Because I was born in California as well, and my family is from Kansas City, and my dad was a pastor, and so for me, I think that the family dynamic, it's very difficult. Like Mr. Goss said, you have to have the blueprint set up very early on for I think for you to be able to get it. And so if we as the children don't see our parents working together, or our parents don't bring us in, and we just see our parents going to work every day, I mean, that's cool because we see them providing for us. But if they don't show us that there's a different way that we can do things, or teach us different things, then I think we don't know. So then once we get older, we were taught, like he said, you know, you go to school, you get good grades, and you get a job, and then you have a family, and then you start the cycle all over again, and you teach your kids the same thing that, you know, that you're learning or whatever. And so I think that the lesson has to start early on for you guys to get it. And even if, like Bobby was saying, if there's some kids that are not, okay, well, I don't want to go to school, or I don't want to do this, find something for your kids to do, or something that they're interested in, and then that way you can kind of guide them in that, and then put that into the family dynamic, even if it's not the same thing. Like I was saying before, my family your family has a car company, or you guys opened up some car lots or whatever, and your kid is like, I don't want to be selling cars, or I don't want to do this. Okay, well, figure out something that they can do to contribute to that business. But it might not be selling cars. Right. You know what I'm saying? It might be anything, but anything to help the family out, I think is very important. And I don't understand what it is that makes us not understand that.
It's completely sad, man.
Yeah, what it is that makes us not understand that, and why we are, it seems like we're just kind of selfish in our ways sometimes. You know, and we come together, to help each other when it's a death in the family. Right, that's what I was saying. Family reunion. Yeah, stuff like that or whatever. Or even when, you don't like it, and you have that family member that is always asking for money or something. You come in and you help that family member asking for money, and then you want to talk about them like, yeah, my brother always asking for money, or my sister always doing this or whatever. But did you take the time out to show them how to do something, or include them in what you have going on? Now, how many times have you seen that happen?
It's pretty rare. The reason why is because you don't want to try to catch somebody when they're over a certain age, 25, try to get them to do something new with the family. It's really hard.
You think?
I mean, it's a complete mind breaking, man, that you got to go through. If not, they're going to be doing the same thing they did before that caused them to be asking you for money. Right. And they won't change or be acclimated to the new family structure or plan.
But do you think that we are, Mr. Goss, do you think that we are, though, if you're the brother and say it's your sister who's down on her luck, or say she tried something and it failed or whatever, are you the brother to say, hey, sis, let me pick you back up, I'm going to give you this, but let me show you how to do this, this, this? Are you that brother to do that, or are you saying, I got mine, and she just need to go ahead and figure it out? Are you that?
I'm big on mindset, you know. Yeah, the circumstances around you happen, stuff happened. The cards was dealt, right? So to answer your question, yes, I'm that brother, but It's hard for me because I've lived in different states where my family wasn't. When I was in the military, no family was there. When I went to college, no family was there. So it was like, reach them over the phone and us, we need you to be in our faces. You know what I mean? To get to that. That's how I was raised. Mom and dad was in our face. We had to point across, I got you. I understand, Mom and Dad. I understand.
Okay.
But for me, being able to, and that's why I'm here in Vegas. My brothers, my sisters, we are here now.
Okay.
Right.
So we growing. We decided to go and get LLCs and try to do stuff like that for family growth. Because in my mind, when you get to 25, that's a good, almost too late, but the best age to try to tap into some future thinking. Because we always think about right now, the tattoos on the faces, the music, world star hip hop, like the stuff that catch your eye now. Trend. I almost say F a trend. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you get on, it's too late.
You
like everybody on Bitcoin now, it should get on it the last couple of years ago, you'd have been
5 years
straight.
really.
Yeah.
But it's like giving people the examples, being a resource. That's why I want to do with my podcast, be a resource to help people. If they have issue with the small stuff first, I'm going over like trust issues, how to talk to your spouse, how to love, what love looks like, and then we can transition from there. But it's so much of we programmed ourselves to be individuals rather than coming into communities. Because then even going to church, what you going to say? Oh, the pastor party stealing the money. So every aspect of where you're supposed to go to help, you can say, oh, mama screwed me. I remember my land when she never gave it to me. She ain't give me, after I told her to save this money, she won't save it. Then we won't trust banks. Then we don't trust the stock market. And then like, who do we trust? Then we go to somebody else. That's why brothers and sisters don't really work together. It'd be like somebody else telling them.
It's a slave thing.
Yeah,
we got our independence now. We're free. So I want to stay free and independent. I want to be back together, and it's sad.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that slave thing a little bit later because I really want to touch on that. But okay, so you hit on Bitcoin a little bit, and so my question is about Bitcoin. It's so crazy to me. I remember when when I first heard about it, and people, like small amounts of people were like, "Hey, get on top of this," and so it seemed like it was a trend. Like you said, it seemed like it was a trend. People were like, "Okay, now y'all get on Bitcoin. That's what we doing. We doing Bitcoin stuff." And then it fell off. Like as soon as it came on, it fell right back off. And then now it's back on. So it's like you're like, well, we should have got on it back then. Why are we so distrusting of different things that come out? Because I remember my sister telling me about it, and I was like, I don't know about that. And I didn't invest or do anything in it. And I think she did. But it's like, I was nervous about it because I thought it was a trend that was going to come and go. And I'm like, I don't want to be caught up in nothing that everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. And then next week, everybody done lost their money. So why are we so distrusting when people do come to us and say, hey, y'all, this is a new thing. Hop on it.
Right. I think we don't stay the course.
Right.
Okay.
When somebody give you advice, we're here to begin, and we don't know that there's a lag time, like plant, you seed time and harvest.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's greed.
If you don't get it that
first sign
quick,
is greed. If you're looking at it from a greedy standpoint, everything after that's going to fail.
Everybody trying to flip something.
Right.
Okay.
Flip a house.
Right.
Flip this, flip this or that. And you're sitting there like, where my return at? Where my return?
All that.
You know what I'm saying? If you would have sat and waited and allow it. But then in Bitcoin, obviously, you got to put a little bit in it. Put a little bit skin, because if you lose $5, I'm out. I lost $5.
Right.
It's like in Vegas, two people trying to slot some machine. Like, I lost $20, that's it. Well, if you put it $21, you never know.
Right.
But I'm not trying to compare Bitcoin to that, but it's staying the course.
Right.
Not jumping off too soon. Like they say, you was 1 foot away. If you would just
from
stay
your
the course.
blessings.
Yes.
And people miss it, man. You don't have to be doing everything that everybody else is doing to catch that blessing. You need to be doing the thing that you are doing. The stuff that gets you laughed at out there building that boat for 120 years.
Yes.
Man, that's what it takes. And once you get past that point, then everything happens.
Yes,
for
sir.
it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yes, sir.
Bobby talks about that a lot, you guys. His favorite analogy is that
It's
Noah.
not the boat.
The
It's
Noah.
Not, my favorite is not the boat.
I
My
know.
favorite is Jonah. But the boat is now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But you talk about the ark a lot in reference to the fact that
It took forever.
It took forever, and he looked very silly. He looked silly to people because you were saying people had never seen rain.
They haven't seen no boats.
Right, and so God specifically said, Noah, do this.
Right.
And he was doing that for all of those years, grew old, his family looking at him like, okay, daddy, I guess. And that was a family dynamic. We can talk about that. Yeah. That was a family dynamic where his whole family was there with him, and God was like, all right, take you and your family. I'm finna go ahead and get rid of all these other unnecessary people, and y'all just finna start over again. And so that had to be a really tight family dynamic for them to be able to, one, believe Noah, and what God told him, and then say, Daddy Rain, what is boy, just be quiet. God told me, and put that log over there, put that board over there, and do what I told you to do.
Yeah.
And so that's crazy, but it is absolutely true. Like Bobby said, sometimes you might be looking silly. You might be out there doing something where people are like, gosh, that dude looks dumb.
I look real dumb on the way to the bank.
Yeah,
my whole family.
Yeah.
Right. But we cut our gates off. I don't want to.
Right.
We, like, if you think about it, like, we people not praying as much.
Yeah.
We're taking it out of schools.
Yes.
And then we're trying to take out money. Everything is like,
It's pretty bad.
we taking it where our help come from. We didn't create ourselves. I'm not trying to be extra preachy, but if you believe it or not, you know what I'm saying, we were created. You know, evolution, mindset, people, that's what that is. But we cut off. Like, we stopped going to church. We stopped praying. We listen to these memes that say, oh, I know a guy in a space that don't care about starving people, but he cares about two men lay together. Like, why are we trying to find ways to discredit the man, our creator, you know what I'm saying? And we do it on purpose.
Right.
So then now we're going to find ourselves by ourselves at the end of the day. Because we're going to, like you said, greed, we'll have our gold bars. You have your house. And you're going to sit there and wither because there's no power behind that. You don't have nothing to know.
It's a bunch of stuff. Just
sitting there.
Feet. It has no feet.
I can't move,
Yeah.
I get it. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I saw something on Facebook because I'm really following a lot of the stuff that's going on in Texas with our families and stuff.
Right.
And one of my friends posted that she said that people are not even caring about money right now. They just needed a warm place to sleep and to be. And so she said that really stuck out to her because she was like offering, like, hey, you guys, if you guys need some help, this, that, or whatever. They were like, we just want somewhere to sleep, man.
Yeah, finally.
We just want somewhere. We just want. We just want somewhere to be. And so that struck me like, wow, now you guys are starting to get it. Yeah. It's not about everybody trying to hustle, make money. And they was like, it's not about money because money didn't help a lot of people. Money helped a small amount of people because if they had to go to a hotel, they were able to do that. And if they had the money, pipes bursting, they were able to get the pipes fixed. But other than that, they're sitting there like, money's not helping you. Your lights is out like so-and-so's lights is out, possibly. Right. Yeah. Now, I don't know about that, though, because we don't know if that wealthy population had any, like, are any of them talking? Do we know any of them on FB? Have they said, hey, y'all, our lights are cut out, too? Are they over there just living fast?
They probably left the state. They probably
you know what I'm saying?
Went to the other house. To another state.
You hear me?
Man.
So that was interesting to me, you guys. But we're about to take a quick break, and if you are just tuned in, you're listening to Intimate Conversations with Talitha and Bobby on Hot 702.5 with our special guest, Mr. Goss, and we will be right back after this new joint by the homie Star K.
Hey, Frost. I don't think they're watching hard enough. Look, watch your garden for niggas that try to feast off it. When I eat, the whole team get a piece off it. 9 cock, though, these haters can get a peace offering. I speak often, my energy got the streets talking. 4 summers, I told them I had a mean niche. A potluck on these niggas cooking a mean dish. Kitchen kicking, I'm trying to scare me a mean fish. Stuffing hundreds in my pants and my seam split. Since Dr. King, I ain't seen a mean dream since. Since Black Market, I ain't seen a mean team since. Staying conscious, but my blackness got a time limit. Just treat us equal or we going past the crime limit. And Emmett Till's the reason I keep the 9 with me. My team explorers, I'm happy they chose to climb with me. Took me out of that darkness and chose to shine with me. It's only right that my people across the line with me. Free Gotti, I promise he gotta shine with me. Big chopper, wood grip, ain't no facade with me. I chose real, you niggas just gotta stick with me. Joanna man, how I'm ballin', but ain't no bitch in me.
Hear me though. I make it right when it's wrong. I live my life in the zone. I know you like it, but you niggas don't hear me though. I'm not the type you could clone. I'm out here walking alone. I hear them talking, but you niggas don't hear me though. I need my people at home. I need some peace for my Jones. Right now I need it, but you niggas don't hear me though. I try to stay off my phone. It's just some shit that I'm on. I know you see me, but you niggas don't hear me though.
What am I gonna do in the next 16 years? What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God. owning real estate, going in business, teaching boxers, that won't get me to heaven. When I get out of boxing or when I'm through, I'm going to do all I can to help people. That's why I remember Johnny Walker. Here's a poor man, came all the way to America. There's a bunch of boys need some money, and somebody's calling me.
Okay, we're back. And we're in response to all of this craziness with all the greed and the lack of training. I think as dads, we do hold the biggest responsibility.
You ain't lying.
And I believe that
you ain't lying. The responsibility is I think it's too much for some people. That's why they don't.
Right.
They don't. But
if we just have the opportunity to speak, like a lot of men feel unsafe to speak because of all the ridicule and all that. So
we kind of got to get over that.
Yeah, it's that season for that for sure, because we won't be able to train up another generation of children worth a damn if we don't start right now and do that.
And another percentage, that's why I'm doing the podcast type thing, man, because our fatherhood, a proud father, I got it tatted on my chest. Like, there's no way that I'm going to let my kids just, oh, you want to do that? Oh, okay. And not have my guidance of me.
You know what I'm saying?
God allowed me to have all these. I got HVAC, personal training, software engineering. I'm with CDL. Currently doing IT. Military. There's no way God said go do this and then not bounce it to your legacy. That makes no sense.
Right.
You know what I
mean?
Absolutely,
absolutely, bro. Man, that's deep.
Yes, sir. But confidence too, though. We lack confidence talking to each other.
And the confidence, the lack of confidence comes
so
because
let's
of
do
all
this.
the
How we talk to you? If I had an issue, I want to talk. I don't got much. How can a man talk to another man? And be like
this. This is an honest, straight, honest thing to me. So I hit your bro for some videos.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He never responded.
Okay.
But he hit my wife, and I was like, this is the strangest.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, we don't. Where do we miss that? You know what I'm saying? I think it's because of the new move with technology and all this stuff, man. We feel it's okay, but there's still a reverence and a sort of, respect that you got to have. And I think that,
yes, sir.
Personally, I think he may have missed it, didn't even see it, but that's not just him. This is a ongoing
thing.
Yes, sir. We get a little timid and afraid to talk to other men like we're going to get beat up.
Word is bond. Where does that go? That's what you don't even hear that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Word is bond.
My balls are my word. All these things.
If I say I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what matters no more.
You ain't gotta remind me.
Nobody makes those kind of promises.
Hour, you gonna be there? 30 minutes, you gonna be there?
Right.
50 minutes. Hey man, I'm here. Where you at? Oh man, I left my charger. It'd be something lame excuse. That why we can't come to boy stuff. And then we upset we can't find a woman because we still doing boy stuff. The woman want a man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Present yourself. Pay your bills. Have insurance on your car. In your phone. Stuff like that. So you ain't.
Or the idea or the want or the desire to get that. Because a lot of things happen where you just, are out of control.
Right.
But a lot more things are in our control, and I think that we can control those things better. So.
Yeah. I get it.
Retraining, man.
Retraining, yes, sir.
Well, Bobby, you want to go ahead and go with your actual factuals and go ahead and read it, or you want to go ahead and play it? Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and play it. So, Bob was supposed to cue up his actual factuals. So I was waiting for that to go ahead and let y'all know what his thoughts are on this separate but together. I don't even know what it's all about, but we're gonna play it now. Yeah. All right, here we go.
So you love me, huh? Show me how. And before you start, let me tell you why you don't. We are separate. In history, show me another people whose brothers frown at taking time out of their day to serve the direct needs of his brothers. You selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed bastard. You can't see the bigger picture. Why then do you have eyes? All your big theological terms too big for your limited service? You crave big but feed little. Childish in all your reasoning. You actually believe your height. Oh, I'm pretty. Sister, why then do you allow your sister to fail alone? Where and what real form of life is that typical type of lunacy expected? Bid our culture demonize the acceptance of accountability from another extraction from our bloodline. Why can't our family function, but the job can? Why are the church sprinklers on and a lot not trusting God enough to run the course during the storm because of a man-made authority, yet you still to feed your offspring? This is why you can't possibly love me. You, as I have been blinded. The difference is, now I see. The reason to hold hands, the reason to take my decent five and add to your failing one, plus your 3 secrets to make one beautiful empire. The reason to fill this void pressed upon us by bad decisions and division. The reason to do our love and not just say it. Love me.
Whoa.
He summed it up pretty good.
So
Right.
So what'd you think about that, Mr. Goss? What'd you listening to that? Bobby is very outspoken when it comes to this topic, and that's why I said that.
Listening to your other clips, like on your other videos and stuff like that, it's like it's not the best word, but he's not passive aggressive, but it's like you can see what he's trying to say without looking at him, right?
Yeah.
Some people are like they are presence, like he is a presence. He's a hell of a man.
Yeah.
He's a presence, right? But it's like when you hear him, it's like I don't know, like a gentle giant, you can say.
Yeah.
But you need to listen, right?
Yeah.
Because my past military, you got drill sergeant right in your face yelling.
Right.
You ain't getting nothing what he's saying.
Yeah.
You just I won't
Acting
pretty
on
much
fear.
I won't do it again. Right.
Acting on fear.
Acting on fear. And
Right.
you come at it with like you could have that element, like
Right.
if your kids or somebody like that. I know you get much respect, but I'm just saying as far as like when you talk and they don't see you, that your message is still getting across without condemning everybody. You know, because
This is
you get
exactly
tired of
what
that.
I was saying. He hears it exactly.
Yeah, you get tired of condemning,
Brilliant.
yelling at somebody. Like, come
Yes.
on, man.
Right.
We can talk to each other.
I'm so glad that you see that, because I love the validation for him from another man, because he's so quiet in his approach. But like I was telling him, the reason why I wanted him to join the show, because at first the show was just myself, but I wanted him to join the show because I'm like, he has a lot to say, and I think that people need to be able to hear him. And so that's the reason why
No, it's not.
yeah. So it's not, is it? So that's that's the reason why I needed him. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So that's why I wanted people to hear what he has to say. And then he always says they have to tune in and really listen to what he's saying, because he doesn't yell. He doesn't, he's not in your face, even though you might look at him and think that he's that type of person. He's totally the opposite.
Right.
Totally. That's not his thing at all.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I get it, Bobby. I really, really get it. I know that your
appreciate that.
your emotion behind that was personal. But let's talk about the slavery roots. Do we think that we've been conditioned to compete against each other for scraps? Like, why do we think that? Do we think that we have?
I believe so. I believe we have, and I believe that we still do it.
Okay, can you do this for me? I'm objective. I don't believe so. Convince me.
Bad.
Okay, convince.
Perfect. I look at our people, and I think that our people are more concerned with not everybody. So I'm not saying everybody, but the people that we've seemed to encounter seem to be more concerned with the next thing, the next dollar, the next brand, but not figuring out a productive way to serve the next man without all the nonsense. Because money comes and goes. We're all going to be super wealthy for our families regardless. So that's easy. It's the learning in between all of that matters. And I think that a lot of us miss that, and we get caught up in the idea of being in control. Oh, how was I saying that? It was really deep. Don't let me lose it. Okay, draw me back, baby. Don't let me lose this. We're talking about.
You was tied in slavery.
Talking about pitting against each other, right?
Yeah, pitting against each other, right.
What's a good example that we've seen this happen recently? Yeah, like the whole Nipsey Hussle thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like even outside of the conspiracy
Right,
and all that
right,
stuff, man, that dude was supposed to be his boy.
Correct.
You know, so they say, all right,
Right.
from the news and all that. That's supposed to be his boy. So if that be the story, why wasn't his boy on the same track? Does every group have to have a Judas? Is that a thing? And if that be the thing, does that keep it from being a slave mentality to just being everybody was created for a purpose mentality?
Right. Because I understand how deep slavery took us back. I mean, we wasn't even forward to say that took us back. You know what I mean? That was where our We was conditioned, language taken, heritage taken, everything we knew from my motherland.
Where did it go?
It got retrained, like you were saying. Like, it got taken out of because they knew the power in it when we come together. We said it all the time.
No, it's true.
How much power have we come together? If we say, let's not shop one day, how much can affect the company?
You go outside of a store and see a bunch of black people, black dudes, brothers standing outside, the feeling that you have?
And I don't understand.
I can imagine how they feel seeing us doing that.
And I understand how we still doing these headliners as far as like big rappers we follow and all that, and they still wearing the stuff where they don't even let us work there or go in these stores. Right. But we still, he still
like Gucci, you're garbage.
The name of it is like the trend. Why we spend so much money, and they thought them tied in, back in the day, or the kings and queens, they used to wear that stuff, as a King Tut and all those pharaohs.
We talking about all those people that had us in slavery? Right. And they still think that. Man, people are so lost.
It's half thinking because it look good. Because you can look good, you get the girl.
Right.
And it's like on the mind, dude's bachelor mindset is real.
Yeah.
Right. Having somebody who's right there next to, hey homie, let's go out. Oh, my girl tripping, quit being a. And let's go out. It's always like, what's cool? It ain't about, look, I'm doing this for my woman. I love her. She's my baby. And it's like everything get changed. Because of how a feeling. And we ain't getting taught that your feelings come and go. I tell people one-on-one stuff like, F feelings.
Right, real life.
Emotions get you. Because you can be happy as whatever. You fall on the ground, hurt your leg, now you mad. But then eventually the pain gonna go away from your fall and you're gonna feel better. Right. I'm not saying everybody has skits or nothing like that. Mindset, but I understand the history of it. But I say we got so much advances since then. That's why I believe in the system is wrong, like the police system, the healthcare system. I think those systems came from the systematic oppression of us. But I think right now for me, I have never been handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? I've never been in the system. I don't have no health care issues, so I'm not in the system to have to be treated. I'm back in the line, stuff like that. I've been blessed to have a peace of mind and be healthy.
Well, then, so
I've never had that.
And so my thing was, and I had to write this down because when I was thinking about asking the question, I was thinking about slavery and the fact that in most cases the men were snatched away from their families and the women were left. So in mostly all of the black families I mentioned earlier, and all of the black families I mentioned earlier, they had a matriarch that was part of building the empire or family business. Yeah. Is it possible that in a lot of families where there is no dominant male at the helm, a grandfather, a father, that may be the reason that black families can't work together, and the slavery process absolutely conditioned us to be dependent upon our masters because they took our men away. Yeah. So that's slavery,
that's not maybe, that's fact.
No, that's
so I'm saying like I agree. In my head, I'm like, wait a minute. Just those 5 or 6 men that I mentioned, Master P, the Knowles family, the Jackson family, all of them, they had a man at the helm that said, family, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do.
Even those guys,
like
Master P is different because he came in and broke the mold for the whole South. Right.
Oh, man.
Right. What he did, he changed the game for everybody. So they gave him a pass, I feel. Yep.
But he learned. Master P learned from his grandfather, though, because that's how that's how he got the money.
But think about all other great men who were great, like Master P, who they demonized because they came out on the forefront of saying we do business first, like Joe Jackson, and Ike Turner, all these people that they let the media crucify over some stupid movies or something. Now we all believe it because now millions and millions of people see this, so it's truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they had a thought of wealth and power for my family. Right. Now we want to demonize them and throw them in jail at 73 like Cosby.
Right, and but the slavery thing, to explain to Mr. Goss that slavery thing is real. So you think about the fact that in slavery they took our men away, so our women were left to depend on whomever. So right now our women are depending on the government. Our women are depending upon even our women who have gone to school and gotten degrees. We're still getting jobs in corporate America where we're depending on them, and so it's like the men, where are they? Right. So we have definitely been conditioned by that to to not even, sometimes when a strong man does come in, to not even listen. So I would say that if you see a strong man in a family setting, for the most part, I bet you that family is pretty well off. They might not even be financially well off, but they're well off as a family because that man is taking care of his business. When he is not there, a lot of times, and no disrespect to single mothers, so hear me please. When he is not there, sometimes that family dynamic falls to crap. It falls to pieces because you don't have that man that says, "Hey, get up and do this." So I'm not gonna lie, just like you said that your father said.
Okay, if that be the case, what came first? The woman telling the man, you know, he's trash and you should leave, or the man saying, "I'm gonna leave"? Because I don't feel like men naturally just want to leave chicks. I don't think that's it. I don't feel like that.
I think what came first was just the fact that throughout history, I think that
from the beginning,
and I think
from started crumbling.
From the very beginning, I believe that as women, even if you have to go back to the slavery, you feel like, okay, my husband left me. Even though maybe it wasn't his, he didn't want to leave you, but he left you nonetheless. So you had to figure all this out for yourself. So then fast forward to when he comes back, or when he's allowed to come back, and they're beating him down and he's going out there and working or whatever. There's 3 or 4 women to every man. So me as a woman, I'm here trying to take care of my family and lift you up and help you and everything, and you're out there providing for your family, but then there's another chick or somebody else or whatever that you're like, hey, I kind of like her too, and she's kind of giving me a little bit of feeling too. So I think for us, it probably was a woman saying, hey, man, get lost, because I'm tired of dealing with the fact that, you have this harem, and I didn't sign up for this.
The harem,
and I didn't sign. I'm saying
buck breaking, right?
But I'm saying that
all like where that stemmed from.
But I don't know.
Like taking men and bagging the moms and daughters, putting bags on their head and making you sleep with them, and then taking you away from the family and putting you with another one. All of that Rolling Stone mentality was put right in place with all that Willie Lynch and all those curses that we got to break.
So I think that women it definitely kind of ran some of the men away, but I think it was because they were just kind of tired of, like, I'm sitting here at home trying to take care of this family,
and kind of like you're on that same mindset that you're thinking is like I'm more of like when you, like I said, the leading cause of being a parent is having sex. You ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when are you ready? Like, when are you grown? I'm at the house, I'm doing my own thing. I can do whatever, Mom. Look, I can have a boyfriend now. And it's like the whole mindset of because I think we need to break this. When a kid gets a certain age, we kick him out the house. What other race or religion or people do that?
They don't.
They do not do that. So go figure it out. And you tell them, somebody who's 18, 17, go figure it out. And you thinking like, and they come back with a bad product. Well, I didn't raise you to be like that. The raising and the incubation time is like, it's almost quick nowadays with the technology that's your phones, fast, everything, and like you don't have to go to nobody's house no more. You don't have to, because back in the day, remember we had the Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Nintendo, and we sitting there at that same house playing a game. At least we getting to know each other. Now we got 7-year-olds playing with grown men all over in the house. So it's like none of that makes sense. But it's like, if we need to stop allowing technology to raise our kids. We need to be more forceful. I made this mistake as a grown. Even if you are that parent, that single parent, you don't need to be telling, bagging down the other parent.
Well, I'm noticing that I feel like technology is trying to make everybody like asexual, just like technology is not a girl or a boy. They're trying to make everybody same age, same. You can play, like you said, a 7-year-old can play with a 45-year-old man in Canada online. It's like, dude, they're trying to make everybody one, and it's weird. I understand being in unity, but not being one thing. That's not how God created it.
So how y'all feel about interracial?
Well, we can't even
about that?
We can't even get into that. We can't even get into that, because
until next time.
That's a whole nother show. So we're gonna have to invite Mr. Goss back on.
Y'all listen, tell him, say Mr. Boss.
We are at 51. We're at 51 past the hour. So that is our show, you guys. We don't have time to talk about everything else we want to talk about, but I'm gonna put it on the feed. So Mr. Goss, before we go, thank you for joining us this evening, but just afternoon rather. But tell us what you have coming up, where we can watch your show, and how can we follow you?
All right, please, everybody open up Instagram and go to Mr. Goss Podcast on Instagram, please. This is where I'm starting off. It's been since February 1st. I go live again on the 15th with my father again. Because every time he's on there and people listen to him, he got the word. He's 66 years old and he's humble. He's knowledgeable and he's the man.
He's 66.
He's 66. Just turned 66, right? In last November. So follow him, please. Also on Eddie Charles Goss on Facebook. Every morning he's live. 11 a.m. Get some word. Get some word. Pacific Standard Time. So the next step I got going on, I'm doing going into the streets.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do some interviews, street interviews. So y'all going to see that coming out pretty soon. That's going to be dope.
Dang, bro.
That's cool. We like
we're
on the same. We're
interviewing people for fashion.
Yeah, we are on the same.
Okay, I can see it. You
same level.
Today. Right on.
Same level, you guys. So I thank you again. My final thoughts, because we got to get out of here. I saw this article and it said one of the worst curses of modernity. I don't even know how to say that. We have been brainwashed to become obedient slaves. As long as you work for a corporation, you can never have any true individualistic ethics. Desire to become a master. You don't got to be rich. You just got to become a master of yourself. This means no employment beyond self-employment, no taking on jobs or consulting gigs which you wouldn't otherwise do for free. Only pursue the things which interest you. And so you guys, that is our
laws?
No, I just got that from it was an article that I saw, and so
we in that book. Word for word.
We know as families that we're not always going to be able to work together, and we don't have to. Every family's not going to be able to start a business together, and maybe even run an empire. But there's simple, attainable stuff we can do. So it says, if I know how to do something that my brother or sister or mom or dad or my child needs help with, why would I not use my expertise to help them? Period. Whether it's free, whether it's a fee, y'all talk about it, but no family member should have to go outside to somebody else if it is a service that their family provides. Period. So you guys be sure to tune in next week for our Movie Monday of the month at 6 o'clock p.m. live on our Food for the Soul page. Don't forget to tune in next week when the homie Star K will actually be in the building. So we've been playing his songs. Our show has been sponsored in part by Mook the Barber, Chris Products, Isla Cole the Stylist, The Black Market, and Orlay Worldwide. So you guys, it's your girl Talitha Kume.
And your boy Big Bobby B.
And we are giving you something to talk about. Now let me see if I can do this correctly, y'all. Hold on a minute. Got it.
In these uncertain times, everyone needs a hand up. Becoming a sponsor or making a donation to Food for the Soul Media Group is a great opportunity to help. Intimate Conversations with Talitha and Bobby airs every Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Hot 702.5 FM streaming radio and live on our FB page. Intimate Conversations discusses all of those topics we don't like to talk about. Become a sponsor or donate today at foodforthesoulmediagroup.press or email us at foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com. Let's talk about it.